What's going on, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Sit Down. If you already know how I do the sit downs, and normally I'm sitting with dope people having a great conversation, and today is nothing different. I'm your host, Shon, and as you can see, I got a room full today. So I have Elevate, I have Devontae, I messed his name up again. Kozar, and of course, I have Trez Falsetto. This is a production and writing team. So what we're going to do is, this time around, I know y'all have seen Trez before, but we're going to get into the squad. We're going to see how these guys help him create the sound that he's getting into, especially the new music I've heard today. Shit, y'all going to love that.
Yeah.
All right?
2019 coming.
So we're going to get, like they were saying earlier, we're going to get some of the cliche questions out the way. All right? So Elevate, so... With you being in production or writing, what like tell people what you doing, what is you have going on?
I'm gonna try to play a little bit of keys.
Okay, okay.
That's the key master though, right here. Come on. But hey man, just try to stay relevant with the trends, with what's on the radio. Mix that with your personal style, but just trying to be a versatile producer.
Okay.
And I think one thing that helps you production-wise and working with the artist, you got to get to know the artist and build a relationship. So that's what we did with Trez. And get to know him, his sound, his style, and then we know how to tweak what we do to fit what he want to do.
Okay. Exactly. Same thing, Kozar. So how about yourself? Like how you...
Man, same thing. It's like whenever you're working with artists, working with my man for over 20 years, what we try to do is just basically create a canvas.
Okay.
So that the artist can paint.
I understand that.
So that's our thing.
So Devontae, how you get into this? What do you do actually? Because we know these guys produce.
Well, I co-write, help write.
He produced too.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Don't
He a
sleep.
ghost producer and ghost
I see
writer.
he's super humble.
This is a talented guy, man.
Whoa.
I just want to throw that out there. He's a really talented guy. But go ahead.
But
finish.
honestly though, it's all about I do mostly writing and everything like that. But honestly, I've worked with different people before.
Okay.
A lot of people, and it really doesn't matter if you can't have a person to convey what you're trying to write and to be able to sing it and stuff. That's why I really rocked with Trez, and that's why I took it serious. And when he told me he wanted to be part of the team, I really appreciate it because when you work with different people, if you're making money, you're not gonna tell somebody you're not talented. You know what I mean? You in the studio is a business. You know what I mean? And then of course you can do some lot of extra editing and stuff to get them to sound to where they're professional. But when you got somebody with natural talent, it just makes it a lot easier.
I agree.
He's talking about you.
I appreciate that.
Right. I definitely agree. So, like, let's go back to the production side of things, and then we'll get into more of the writing side of things. So, when crafting a beat, and for me and my fans, the people that watch everything I do, they know I've been in the studio for 1,000 years. So I definitely know, front end and to the back end of this stuff. So I know what's going on, but like, give the guys, like, the people, like, how you guys construct, how you guys figure out. I know you're saying you take a blank canvas. Do you go off of what the artist has done before, or you come to the table, just look, I'm coming with my sound and going into crafting what you do?
I think it's like I mix different ratios. I mix maybe what he's done, but maybe I've heard 2 or 3 or 4 songs that he's done that fit one particular style.
Okay.
And then maybe, okay, I have not heard this from you or this particular style.
Right.
So maybe we mesh what he's doing to flip something. You maybe have a lot of upper mid tempos and mid tempos. Let's try something slow.
Right.
How can we flip that with your style? So it's really just balancing and having a balance.
Okay.
I
definitely understand.
even ratio of different styles on one particular album. And just trying to fit the needs of what he needs, what the artist needs.
Within the artist. What you say, Kozar, about that?
The whole creative process is just completely dynamic. I mean, if you think about it, sometimes we'll come up with a melody, music-wise, and then these two will hop on it. We'll be playing stuff right here in the studio, and then sometimes, a lyric will come through, or like a hook will come through, and we'll kind of build off of that.
Right.
But sometimes it's just the beat. Sometimes, you're just kind of riding the beat and whatnot.
Right.
And just all of a sudden, you throw a bass line to it, or you throw a melody to it, or whatever the case. You throw some keys on it. whatever.
Yeah. And piggybacking off of him is really what end up being hot. You know what I'm saying? Because you might start off like, man, you need a slow joint. And we'll start on that. And we'll take a break from it and play something else. And you just...
I'm talking about
another, you know, and then
so
you
like
just
the
go in
I
another
record,
direction.
just
That's a great thing about being on a team, you know, like this.
Right.
It can go anywhere at any point in time. That's the beautiful thing about it.
And we don't ever know where we're going to finish the record.
Yeah.
Right.
Because when I tell you,
in it.
our chemistry is so crazy. We just love music to the point where it's like, man, he can play something, like he said, right after we done got through a verse and a hook. Play something else, and we like, you know what? I like this.
Right.
And it gets to the point, I'll be like, it's cool,
So
though,
true.
because
So
like
true.
I Lot came about the one we let you play here before. When I had the record, I was in the car when I got the email. So I heard it. And
Yeah, I
I
remember that morning he
automatically,
texted me. I was on
I
the way to
texted
work.
him a voice memo right then. And I said, yo, this is what the hook should be. Baby, I literally sent that to him because when I hear it, and I know it's like where it's supposed to be.
Right.
Let's
That's what I
get
love
on it,
about
man.
producers or production, period. When you get a record and then the first thing you want to do is write. When you hear a song, that's when you know. To me, that's when you know the beat is right. It's getting closer, right where you need to be, where you want to go straight in and giving it some bars, or straight in just putting something down because you like, damn.
And like these
This
guys,
is where it
man,
needs to be.
These guys don't rush nothing, and that's for me. I've never really had a production team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was just me. I buy beat for someone, or
Yeah.
be with somebody. It didn't matter because the music wasn't. It
it's
wasn't
working.
in his
It's
heart. It
working.
wasn't in his heart. It wasn't
Right.
in my
He
heart.
had some
What
hot-
we
some
have
hot
is
Yeah, he definitely did.
I had some hot ones,
Work.
but what we have now, man, is just different.
And I like that. I'm glad you said that because that was actually my next thing I was gonna say. You know, here most artists they go pick up a 2-track from somewhere, or pick up this from somewhere, or they don't humble themselves enough in to bring in a writer to help out with some of the writing. Even though you know you're a great writer on your own, but sometimes you need that extra help. Bring in someone
Two
else.
heads better than one, man.
Actually, sit with the producers. Let's craft something.
Eases the workload, too.
Yeah, it does ease the workload. And especially when you sit with producers and you crafted something together, and then, like you said earlier, yo, all right, we already wrote to that, and we only got halfway, but man, that what you was doing over there, I definitely want to get on that.
And like,
I love how that feel because most of the time that doesn't happen.
Right.
And
Like-
with him, man, it's like when we doing a record, and it might be times where he might take the lead on most of the song, and I play the back seat and just piggy in, or if I do the hooks in 2 verses, I'm like, man, we gotta feel this joint in. I just go right to him. I could be working on a whole nother record, because the record's done. All I gotta do is pass it to my co-writer. He fills it in. He knows me as an artist. He knows what I stand for. So he's like me. You know what I mean? So it's like,
You see,
dude,
we as primarily producers and
They're one,
I'll
we're
say
one.
beat makers, but
No,
producers,
you're producers.
Yeah.
you know, that eases the load for the producer too,
Yeah.
because
Yes.
you're not having to
Arrange, tell the artist you
and
need to
write,
add this
and
piece
we need-
in and do
you know,
that.
if you have a writer that feels your track and can write to it, and it clicks, and you're like, that's it.
and I'm a melody guy,
That
man.
eases the
So
load off of us.
He's
What you gonna
the
say?
No, I was gonna say that's the worst feeling in the world when you send a hot beat and then the artists don't know where the hook goes. They just lost and they don't know where everything in the range.
Right,
It's like
the
you should
range,
be able
right.
to hear it. You know, that's a good artist can hear it. You know what I'm saying, without that guidance. But it does, like some people say, what came first, the chicken or the egg? It depends. Like sometimes we'll write or have something there, but sometimes it do. Depends on how the beat comes. You get a produced beat, like you said earlier, you was like, man, when you hear something, you like, oh, I gotta start writing on it. Whenever they send me something, man, I just hear, I was like, yeah, we gotta write on it. Trez be like, yo, got something hot. And we always got this group message where everybody, we always communicating with each other, like,
Every
got
day.
something to do.
Just
Yeah.
getting started. Too.
Like, I was gonna ask, how long you guys actually been working together?
Oh, I don't think it's been 6 months. Has it been 6 months?
For me, at least, I know it's
I know
about
for
like
them,
6
that
hours.
he knew
I
them
was-
first.
Okay.
I was recent.
Probably about, I think it was right before the summer, like spring.
And then the
Yeah,
crazy
that's
thing
right.
is,
April, May.
I sat down with you, like, what, summer?
Yeah.
Last time we had to sit down, last time we had a
When I was
politics.
pushing the wine
Yep,
joint.
pushing
Yeah.
the wine joint. Listening to that, hearing what I just heard today, you could see the stark difference.
Yeah.
Because you actually could tell you were working with the people that you were actually working with. You know what I mean? Working with the production.
Interesting to hear.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you could tell when a song is made for the artist,
Man, I was gonna say that.
or the artist picked the beat out.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because then the artist has to make that song, that beat fit
Do
them.
what you can.
Yeah.
Yep.
Versus you guys actually crafting a beat around an artist's style and feel.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly what you said.
Yeah,
I got you.
That's what I say. I've been doing this for a long time. Like you got it's like it's ways around it when it come to music. You could tell what artist has picked up a 2-track, what artist actually sat with a producer.
Now I'll tell you one thing too that I have tried to do with him, or we've done a little bit, is push him a little bit too. Because I'm sure I've showed you things that's kind of, but you don't want to take an artist too much out of their core, like what their audience is expecting to hear.
Right.
But to nudge that a little bit into a different style, you know, and maybe branch out might make him think to try a track and do something and push him in ways he hadn't.
Like
That's
one
good.
thing I will
That's
say that they
good.
pushed me on. I don't know if you heard the 97.5 intro.
Yeah, I did.
I'm not really a trap and B guy.
No, you
like I'm either pop, I'm either R&B, real R&B.
Right.
But the trappy side, that really wasn't me. Even the Allah joint, like the rappy style, it really wasn't me.
Let me tell you
They
this.
pushed me to it.
My wife heard the intro on the radio. So she called me. She was like, hey, I hear Trez got something new.
Yeah.
He's shouting out the radio and stuff. The intro was hard. Like she listened to your music. She's an R&B person,
crazy.
so she went back and listened to all your other music from the first day we sat down.
That
And
beat
she
is
said,
bananas, man.
she said, I think I might be feeling this more than what I've been hearing before.
Yeah.
I told her, I think he's working with some new people and stuff like that. And then we kind of went from
intro
there and
record,
talked
we
about it.
actually was gonna put we had a whole nother song wrote for it.
Oh yeah.
No, that was
It might still
it
could be a
sure
full
did.
song.
Yeah.
You know?
When Brian Dawson hit us up and hit me up and let me know he want me to send him something for the intro. I thought about my guys. They've been looking out for me. I said I'm gonna do something for them.
Yeah,
so it was a layup,
regular
like
studio session,
a
right?
regular studio session.
Yeah.
And I say,
Yo,
man.
and the way he was dropping on it, he was loving that, man.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
just
He
from the
loved it.
Instagram
He
stuff
loved it.
and stuff like that.
Wade Bannon.
Yeah. Wade
And
was
that's
cutting
just,
up on
just
it.
getting started, really.
Because
You
we
know?
got a record, we got some stuff going with Wade. We got some stuff we about to do with Wade Banner too.
That's
Wade
dope.
always dropping singles.
Yes,
so
he is.
shout out to Wade Banner, man. We got a record we about to do.
Yeah,
with
I'll
him,
be sitting
man.
down with him soon too.
So,
That's dope. That's dope. So I already see. I love the dynamic. I love how that was worked. So Devontae, like when you sitting down with an artist, like this is not. I guess obviously this is the first artist you sat with and started writing with, is it?
No.
So when you sitting down, you're crafting.
Yeah.
Or an artist hands you a record and be like, look, man, can you fill in some of these blanks? I'm just a little bit lost.
Yeah.
How do you get your mind stayed into writing for that artist? Because it's different. You writing for yourself.
That's true. When you write for yourself, it's almost like automatic. You know what you like. You know what type of stuff that you like. You know what lyrics you like. But when it's almost like you got to be selfless. You got to think about who you're writing for. And like he said, I think Josh said it earlier, you got to know who your artist is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to have that type of relationship. You got to know their stuff. You can't write for somebody you never heard their stuff before. So, I listen to his
research.
stuff. Yeah, you got to do your research and stuff like that. So by the time, I think Elevate hit me up, was like, yo, got a new artist. I'm telling you, he's dope, man. Come over here and stuff like that. He sent me some of the Trez stuff. So I heard the Trez stuff before we even met, you know what I mean? And I was like, yo, this guy got talent. Yeah. So it's like mentally you gotta hear it, and then also you gotta listen to the beat too. Like that's my thing. When I'm getting creative, I listen to the beat. What's the beat trying to tell me? You know what I mean? I like to get into like music theory. You know what I'm saying? Because the beat, me and my boys, we did a little briefly. We did a little thing with my boy Ronnie. He was part of it too, where we took the same beat and we had a team with 3 people, and 3 people each team wrote the song, and they all collab on the song. That same beat, we took that joint to a deep comment type straight rappers, and then the same beat we turned into a club banger on the same beat, just because of how different
ways you
different writers. So it's like you got to be able to tailor a beat to that artist. That's how I do it.
That's dope. That's dope.
That
I like
dope.
that.
Yeah.
I've never heard a writer say that. I've never. The hell this time I've been doing this, I've never heard a writer say, look, we sat down with this one record, flipped it a few different times, and then let's see, which one feel.
It was a
You
little
know what I
challenge.
mean?
It was a little fun though. It was
That's
pretty
dope.
cool.
That's
though,
actually
man.
kind of dope. That's actually dope, man.
It was cool.
So Elevate, like I could tell. I mean, I'm in your studio, so I know you produce, you mix and all that stuff as well.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Just be
He don't
honest.
like to.
No.
Being modest. Stop being
He
modest.
mixed the K97 joint. He mixed and matched.
I was trying to get to
God,
explain my answer.
Everybody in this room modest, man. Everybody, too
No,
modest.
I do when I can. But
Mix and match something on the radio.
Yeah, right.
Come on, man.
oh yeah, I
I
did.
guess I could.
You mixed out the record that you played for me.
Actually, it's a couple of releases I put out with some other artists and stuff I mixed.
Just 2.
No, but why I don't like doing that is because when you split up, what you do with too many different things. Each thing you do is going to suffer.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm trying to produce and I'm trying to write and I'm trying to mix and I'm
Jack of
trying to
all trades,
master,
master of none.
you can
Yeah,
do it,
I agree.
but you're gonna have less product to show
I agree.
because
I
I
agree.
spent almost an entire year on one project.
Right.
You know, because I produced it, I recorded it, I tweaked it, I edited the vocals, I mixed it.
And when you're a
and
perfectionist,
then you go back and you remix it and you master it. I mean, that took a year.
Well,
Versus in a year, if I only produced.
Right. Look,
you know, you get a lot more done.
You spoke to the heart on that one because that's one of my biggest issues. I do way too much, and I've been trying to find ways to say, yo, I'm just not gonna do all this stuff that I know how to do, and outsource and have my team. Case in point, I got my man here. Like, hey, I need help, man. I can't and I like this. That's what you're doing. You realize, look, I can't do it all by myself. Because the very first time we talked on on the previous podcast I had called the Indie Process, you came in, you was like, yo, I do everything. I do this, I do that. Now, within a year and a half later, it's like, hey, man,
you can't.
I got a squad now. I got a good management team. Yeah. That's why I like speaking to you.
I tried to by myself, and you know it's so cliche to hear people saying, "Oh man, you can't do nothing by yourself." Man, that is real.
No, that's real.
Like I mean, when you gotta think about my 2018 was nuts, man.
Right.
Being on the road, doing the Bobby Brown the Bobby Brown New Edition tour,
right.
Doing the R. Kelly tour, doing the HBCU tour. I rarely had time to sit down in the studio. So when I finally met these guys, it made it easier because they had a blueprint already. Right. We kind of just navigated together, and it's like the stuff that we're putting out is just, it's like a blessing, man. For me, it's a blessing. I've never had this in my life. To have a team of people that care about music just as much as I do.
The great thing is that's growth. That's growth from what you've been going through, and they see the talent.
Yeah.
If they did not see the talent, as these guys being producers, have a studio, he's being a songwriter. Artists come and go. You see artists all the time. Some say they really dedicated to this. Some has talent. Some are trash.
We never once.
Right.
Wouldn't even think of saying, "Hey, hit me up for the studio time," because it's not about that. We invest.
That's what was I telling you when they walked out?
Yeah, you did. You did say that.
When I tell you these guys have done something for me as an artist, man.
Right.
Production and recording is the hardest thing to do because it's so much money.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? For the fact that they're
quality.
saying, and even him,
quality,
like even this guy right here, like the fact that they're saying, "Hey, man, we believe in you. We're gonna push." That means when I get it, when I really do got it, they're gonna be good. Yeah, and they're gonna be taken care of. You ain't gotta worry about it because it's like I'm that type of guy. I remember everything. Right. I don't forget. You know
and then you at the cusp anyway, man. Like you're right there.
We want away.
You actually, that's the great thing is you right there.
We want away,
so it's just like putting it all together now is the closest part.
This right here is easy because now it's making going to the studio or even just being in a creative mode makes it easier because I don't have to sit in my room looking at the clock. I can come.
I got 30 minutes. What you doing, man?
This is man.
Cue the next one up, please.
This is man house, man. He bring me into his house. I can come pretty much anytime I want if he's free.
Right.
We get up and work. And like, dude, everybody don't do that. People don't like people in their house.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? This man open arms. You know what I'm saying? We doing an interview in his house. So you know what I'm saying?
I was getting ready to rent a studio. Wants to do this, and then he was like, "Your man." So I said, "How much you charging?" And he was like, "Nah, man, it's the team." I was like, "All right, word, you got a team."
That's the type of guy. Shout out to Elevate, man. I'm trying to figure out when I actually met because I met you first.
Actually, and how it started. I guess we can rewind to that.
Why
to
not?
That cliche.
Why not?
I hope I just take a question.
No, bro, talk.
So actually, me and him been on a hiatus we were on a hiatus for a while because, as they say, life.
Right, life happens.
You know, because the group he was in opened up for that. I put it like this: in my entire life, I've only seen one R&B group perform and see people coming to the stage throwing money on the stage, and he was in that group.
What group was that?
Come on,
the Panty Droppers.
That's right. Panty Droppers.
Wow.
Why you gotta give it like a ghetto 70s name?
He was in the Panty Droppers.
No, but for real, his group was off the chain, but we opened up for national artists and stuff. But had a hiatus. Life happens.
Right.
So recently got back in the game, and I said, let me reach out. I'm trying to find who's doing that thing in this area, Triangle area in Raleigh.
Right.
And just looking on social media, looking at who's doing that thing, and actually saw you tagged in the
Tank joint.
In the Tank joint.
That's when I opened this brother.
Yeah.
Doing his thing. So I hit him up. And, you know, it's kind of hit and miss here and there. You know, I ain't going to... Won't stalking you or nothing.
It's just one of those things.
But, you know, eventually we connected.
Yeah.
And the rest was history. We just kind of built a relationship, you know, and just kind of felt each other vibe and just
man, if I could do it all over, I wish I would have responded. Not even responded. I wish I would have pushed the button earlier. But a lot of people get my DM about producing for me. I mean, when I say a lot,
when you're busy social media,
it get to the point where it's like when you hear stuff,
you can't expect people.
And
that's the problem nowadays. People expect.
I get 10 beats, 8 of them are like, come on.
Yeah, they're not even fitting what you're doing.
I said, this don't even. I said, you know I'm R&B. You saying to me like something that J. Cole would get on. Not nothing wrong with it, but that's just not me. You know what I mean? This guy right here, I'm glad. I wish it would have been sooner, man.
Right.
But I was just checking his vibe out, and it's several other artists, man. You know, in the same circle of.
Bro,
in Raleigh.
You don't feel bad because even with me with doing this stuff, when I started my podcast, the Indie Process, before I started just to do the video show aspect of it, he was out of probably 6 artists I hit up. All of them, like out of that 6, 2 actually hit me back that I actually interviewed. The other ones was like, oh, what's your credentials? What's this? What's that?
They got credentials.
And I'm asking them, what's your credentials?
Exactly.
Because I promise you, if we play roll of credentials, mine's is better. So what's your credentials? And I was like, okay, cool.
And who does that anyways?
Right?
Yo, who does like?
If you still
dude, it's shocking. So when he hit me, because the person who told me about you was a guy named Omar. He has the little music thing that every year. I can't think of the name.
It's a conference, right?
Yeah, a little music there. So he told me, he was like, yo, Trez, name a couple people. I was like, you know what? That's what's up. Because I'm getting in the scene. I was dealing with a lot of rappers. I kind of got tired of that. I was like, yo, let me sit down with some R&B artists and see what they cooking with in the city. So when he hit me back, immediately, he's like, yeah, why not?
I love
he was like, when? And then he's the same way. He hit me with him and Wade. Yo, T, me and Wade want to sit down with you. You know I got the record. I'm like, all right, word up. I've been actually hitting Wade up. He had never answered me back. And they've been wanting me to work for the radio.
Like, look, but when I tell you,
that's crazy.
That's how that's really how it is. Like when it comes to like if you got a person that I want to get in contact, let's say that's your guy, right? I'm trying to get in with him. Sometimes you need that other person. Like honestly, I got him that record with Wade, got them a record with Wade because I know, like, man, if you just reach out to Wade Banner, he probably not gonna see it, and it's not because he's too busy. It's just like, bro, it's just one of those things. A lot of people probably in his DM. So my job is anybody that look out for me, I'm gonna look out for you. Like,
and I love that because
that's what it's about.
Stuff like that bridges the gap.
Relationships, man. Networking, man. Connections, bro.
You never underestimate networking and relationships.
If I have a network or I got a connection, these guys got the same one.
I like that.
Likewise.
Yeah. So, like, what are y'all working on as a collective? I heard the one record that you guys will hear in the background, probably only a minute. I'm only gonna give y'all a minute of this heat. So what else? What else y'all kicking?
We can go ahead, Josh. You the
as far as your project.
you the Pat Riley of this, man. You know.
So elevate what you guys got working on. What sounds y'all got?
It's as far as Trez project.
Well, Mr. Falsetto.
See, and I listened to one today. You forgot about it. You remember the Marvin Gaye flip?
I ain't forget it, but we already told the people what we do. So I ain't forgot about it. It's sitting there.
I listened to that today, but we got a few things, and it's like a lot of artists will, especially major label artists, they sometimes record 30, 40, 50 songs. Now, we're not going to go to that extreme.
Right.
Yeah.
But, we got a lot of different songs we're working on. We might have 5, 6, 7, 10 things, and then we whittle it down to the hottest ones. And where it fits into everything else.
Because we care about quality, and we care about putting music that actual people want to listen to.
Say that again.
We care about quality.
Yeah. I need people to hear that. I need people to understand.
We care about quality. Because it's like, we can all make music that we personally like, but at the end of the day, it's about what everybody else likes, what they want to hear. We stay true to our roots, but at the same time, give the people something they can enjoy. That's what I like about this.
Appreciate that, man.
It's all about the people. It's all about the people.
I like that, man.
Well, I'm gonna say this: we have honestly, we was to sit down in here for a week, like every day for a week. We probably get two albums out easy. That's how quick we work. Because I went with those two,
Everybody
man.
busy, man. If this is all we did,
If this is all we did for a living, it'd be crazy. I'm talking about a video probably every week of the year. That's how much. That's how
So
fast
angel
we
investors?
move, man. What you say?
The angel investors.
Kickstarter.
Yo, yeah.
Go.
Like,
Yo, once again, you'll be shocked how many people actually watch.
Yeah.
And
I got some
then-
investors based off of me doing this. That's why I'm doing this now.
and to make it better, Vontae Vontae did music back when he was younger. So he got stuff sometimes that he just sends me like, hey man, check this out. Like something I did.
Something I did wrong.
He'll strip it off if I want it. He'll strip it off his social media and I'll take it. Because you know me, I ain't selfish,
Right.
man. Even though I love to write,
Right.
bro, it's nothing like knocking it out with somebody that is just as dope or doper than you when it
Bro,
comes to that pen.
I think people get
Like-
caught up in the whole writing thing too
Yeah.
much, especially.
I used to be that
like,
way. I
yeah.
used to be that way. Hell
And
yeah.
it happens because his pride and ego
It's
into it,
personal, yeah.
and then
Don't
me
wanna
as
share.
an ex like MC, that was like a whole like, man, I write all my bars.
Yeah.
But then I started taking hooks from people, and I'm like, yo, this is actually way better than what I can
Yeah.
do. This is way better than what I
Yeah.
do. I'm gonna do my 16, but I love your hook.
Yeah.
you know?
That hook is fire.
So like,
Yeah.
hear you go into that like, yo, let me bring it down some. Yo, I'll take a couple of lines here, take a couple of lines. You know what? I love that whole song. Let me
Yeah.
get that. But then I'm gonna put my twist on it. You know what I mean?
Boom.
It's
Yeah.
just
You know what I mean?
collaboration.
Yeah.
It's just
That's it.
collaboration.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's hard. The biggest artists don't do it by themselves.
That's why they got a
So
whole team,
like,
right?
yo, they got a whole, they got
And
mad
And
people
look,
in there.
and
Yeah.
especially in R&B. I mean,
Yeah.
R&B, you had 20 people on one song.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, don't get it twisted. Even
I mean,
rappers, man. Cats be in the background giving you whole lines. Yo,
Exactly. Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
don't say that, man.
Yeah.
Say this,
Yeah.
this, this.
And
That
that's all
sound
right,
better.
And,
Yeah.
and I was thinking about this the other day. It's a lot of rappers out here, and you know, it could be other genres too.
Kudos to all the rappers. Disclaimer.
Preface. Read the small print.
Love
That
all y'all. Hit us up.
should give a lot of credit to their entire existence based on the input from engineers
Yes.
and producers.
Yo, if any
You
rapper,
know,
any
without
rapper
the
say
engineer and producer input, they will be
dead, a lot of them be
Oh,
trash.
man.
yeah.
Like the engineers,
Especially all that-
engineers make
that
a lot
singing
of
rap
make
now.
a lot of the all of that, all that
singing
singing
that'd be over with.
with the
man.
auto tune
But
heavy,
you can't do it live.
Oh,
with the auto tune and reverb
Right
heavy.
on.
Like,
Yeah.
Everybody sound like.
but no disrespect, man. We love all the rappers, but
No, but
That's
he's
true.
No,
He's
and
right.
we're talking about
It
artists,
works both
period.
ways,
It's not
too.
just rappers.
You know?
It's just
Yeah.
artists,
It
period.
works both ways.
It's a lot of decisions made.
Yeah, the
afterwards,
producer and engineers
behind the scenes that
definitely
sculpted them
crafted,
into what
yeah,
they-
put
Yeah,
it
because you got those rappers out there that can actually take a track that's not that great,
right,
flip
it, and some can engineer. But
Yeah.
that's a rare. That's a
It is.
rare.
Yeah.
That's a rare breed artist. Period.
Yeah.
That can go
I just
in,
wanted to be
record
like,
himself,
coming down
flip
on rappers and
everything.
whatnot, 'cause, you know,
No, I get you. Nobody.
And I
nobody.
didn't mean to say
I
this
am a
rap.
rapper.
Really
I'm,
I know you. I
Just
know
any
you.
artist.
I'm the essence of rap, so I
I
definitely
know
know.
you. Come on.
But
How
yo,
many have you engineered,
That's sarcasm.
mixed, produced for?
no doubt, man. So I mean, I don't really have much more. So anything y'all want to tell the people, y'all individually, what you have individual outside of Trez that you have going on, you want the people to know about?
Well, we're working on an EP
Oh,
shortly. Hopefully, come out a few months. Still need some tweaking. Got a single coming out in the next month or so called Revit.
yeah.
It's featuring Cadence. She signed to BMG, dope writer. She
That song is
wrote a
ill.
song on Ariana
Crazy.
Grande new album, Better Off. She
Right.
wrote two
Dang.
songs for Cassie last year.
Oh,
So
nice.
she's a dope artist.
That
You can
song
see her
is
on This Is
crazy.
50 interview. But so a song we did with her called Revit, that'll be out soon, and then the EP later on. But
Okay.
there's a couple of things in the fire in the works.
All right.
Yeah.
Vontae, what you got? You doing
What
anything on Dolo?
What I got going on is work. That's why they were joking.
Working on these
That's why they were
bars.
joking. Say, "Oh, you 30 only 30
only
minutes
30
late."
minutes late. I ain't mad
I'm
at
gonna
you,
be
bro.
honest, man. I always
Could have been 2 hours late, and he'd have been the next one we
It's
did.
work ethic, though. You got that work
I be
ethic.
busy. I
Yeah,
be busy.
I ain't
mad at him,
But
man.
at the same time, it's cool. Like he said, he on R&B. I grew up on R&B. I love R&B. So
Yeah.
whenever I had a time, whenever I'll make the time or whatever, and
Yeah.
whatever we working on and stuff like that, we do. And I got a couple of artists and stuff I do a little small ghost writers for and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But mainly, Trez, man.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Legend.
All right. Trez, what's the move? What's the move? What other
I'm about to
other
drop a
than
single January 22nd.
Nobody.
I haven't even put that out on social media, but
Oh,
you
all
might,
right.
guys.
I saw a little
You
hint.
might,
I
guys.
love that. I love that.
Put a little
Which
hint.
one is it?
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you something,
It's
man.
tough.
I'm gonna tell you something. You know me. I'm real modest about
Yeah.
my music, and I'm sensitive about my music.
That's just it.
I don't say a lot of stuff, and I don't mean.
Right.
This is the best record that I've put out today,
Mm.
by far, because Your mom can listen to it. Your sister can listen to it. Your baby brother can listen to it. Your girlfriend can listen to it. Your wife. And I'm talking about honoring women. Everyone is perfect the way they are. And in the video, you'll see people that you like, wow, we put her in the video. But and I'm not saying in a bad way, but I went against the grain. I didn't go for supermodels. I went for people that walk up and down the street like,
every day.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what the record's about. And not to touch so much on that, but yeah, man. Like,
and then I Lied is later. It's coming.
A lot is coming. So what I want to do is Perfect is a good startup record. We probably gonna have probably 2 or 3 more that we actually put out. But I know I Lied for a fact should be here second quarter, late second quarter. Putting it out as a video first because we want people to see that visual. That's the game.
And I love what you do. You keep the visuals going.
Oh yeah.
You keep the visuals.
That's crucial.
Definitely,
yes,
that's crucial in the game.
And what we gonna do? My goal, me personally, this year I want to put out 20 visuals. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I'm trying to put out 20 visuals this year.
Nice.
And I'm gonna put some money into the YouTube ads. You know, that's the
yeah.
Hey, y'all get them blogs working. Get the Apple, Spotify playlist. When we drop I Lied, man, everybody's gonna be able to relate to it because if you're a man, you've at one time in your life you weren't committed.
Right.
If you're a woman, one time in your life you were cheated on.
Yeah.
So I lied.
Yep.
And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
all.
yeah, bro, it's gonna be crazy. And these guys right here make my job easy. So
That's
I just gotta show up.
Collaborative effort, man.
I just gotta show up.
All right, man. I appreciate it, guys. Yo, once again, man, this is a sit down. I'm Tall Shon. Trez, guys, I appreciate everything that you guys doing. As I said throughout this whole thing, you heard a little snippet. You only got 59 seconds of it. That's it. So when music drop, you already know I'm sharing it out. Y'all know where to get it at. It's gonna be everywhere. This is a sit down. Catch us next week. Peace.
In all your curves, your smile, your features, in all your flaws, your imperfections, perfect being you. Perfect being you. Just the way you are, just the way you are. Perfect being you. Just let go and come alive. Don't hesitate.